It's Linda Cobb, and you are talking dirty with the Queen of Clean. On today's show, we're going to talk about one of my favorite products, Barkeeper's Friend. Now, some of you who follow me may realize I talk about it a lot, but today I want to tell you why it works. I want to tell you the things you can use it on, but I also want to tell you what you should not ever use it on, and what you should never, ever, ever mix it with to be safe for both yourself and for the surfaces. Then we're going to talk about Fels Naptha Bar Soap, another one of my favorites. I'm going to give you a recipe for the Queen's Power Paste for your laundry. But before we start, I want to remind you that if you're looking for a printed copy of anything that I talk about on any of my TV segments, you can go to queenofclean.com and scroll to As Seen on TV. Go to Queen of Clean and check out my library with all of my free tips in there. You type in your question, the answers pop up, you pick the one that works best for you, and you've got your answer from the Queen 24/7. Join me on Facebook at Real Queen of Clean, and be sure you join me on my private group, Queen of Clean Insiders. We have so much fun on there. If you have questions that you want me to cover on the podcast, go to Ask at queenofclean.com. That's ask at queenofclean.com. And now I want to get started talking about Barkeeper's Friend. Now, in order to know what Barkeeper's Friend is good for, we have to figure out the very things that make the product work. And one of those trade secrets is a product called oxalic acid. Now, back in 1882, a chemist named George Hoffman discovered the power of oxalic acid, and it was entirely by accident while he was cooking rhubarb. When he finished cooking the rhubarb, he noticed that the pot he had cooked it in was cleaner and sparkled more than ever before. Now, that piqued his curiosity, so he quickly got to work to figure out how it happened. Now, oxalic acid is the white powder and solid. It's an organic compound that naturally occurs in fruits and vegetables such as rhubarb. It's also found in spinach, beet leaves, Swiss chard, and a lot of other things. Now, given its acidic nature, it has been used for cleaning and as a brightening agent for years. But the most notable thing about it, and one of the things that I love about it, is that it removes rust, and it does it beautifully. So let's talk about some of the fabulous things that you can use it on. First of all, dishes. You can use Barkeeper's Friend to remove those light scratches and marks on your plates and your bowls and any other dishes. I like to use the powdered version of the cleaner for this. And let me say, I'm going to cover all of the versions of Barkeeper's Friend at the end and what they're best for, and I'll tell you where to buy it too. Now, you can use it for your knives and flatware, and this is something I love it for, because when you put your dishes in the dishwasher, you put your silverware in the basket, many times your knives will come out with rusty-looking marks on them. Now, that's because the blade of the knife is not made from stainless steel. So when acid foods come in contact with it, they will leave those brown marks. But whether it's kitchen knives or flatware that are starting to rust, or if they're just looking a bit dull, you can use a quick scrub of Barkeeper's Friend, and they will look like new again. Now, you can use the powder or the soft cleaner for this, and all you're going to do, at least what I do, is I put a little on a paper towel, I wet the knife or the item in question, I rub it into the Barkeeper's Friend, the rusty brown comes right off, and then I wash it as usual. Now, you never leave the Barkeeper's Friend on for any length of time. Now, tarnished silver. Now, this is really cool. And if you've got some of your mom's or grandma's silver, and maybe you want to display it somewhere, or I have a friend who uses a coffee pot, a beautiful silver coffee pot in her guest bath with an arrangement of flowers in it, but it tarnishes frequently and she hates to clean it. So this is what you can do. You can use Barkeeper's Friend to clean tarnished silver trays and serving dishes. Use it sparingly on silver. Now, I said as before, I use it on my knife blades to get those brown rust spots off. And one wipe is all it takes to take it off. For silver, real silver, when you're cleaning it, moisten it, put on the Barkeeper's Friend. I use a paper towel because I don't want to have a rag that's full of tarnish. Rub until the tarnish is gone, and then make sure you wash it, rinse it, and polish it with a microfiber cloth when you're done. It's so easy to do. Now, for pots and pans, you know that burnt, cracked on layer of grime that clings to the bottom of your pots and pans? Many people think, oh, that's just the way it is. But Barkeeper's Friend can remove that discoloration and the grease. Now, I like to use the powdered cleaner on the cookware. Or there is a cookware powder that you can buy too. But I recommend just having 2 kinds of Barkeeper's Friend on hand. And I'm going to go over that with you at the end. And I'm also going to put it on the end of the podcast so that you can find it. Now, for this, you're going to wet the pan, apply a heavy coat, work it in, let the pan sit for about 15 minutes or so, and then wash off using a scrubbing sponge and rinse well. For showers and tubs, oh, this is so good. Keep a container of Barkeeper's Friend with your bathroom cleaning supplies. Clean your porcelain or your fiberglass tub along with the glass shower doors, the tile, and the grout. And of course, it will remove rust in there too. And it's so good on those textured fiberglass bottoms of tubs. Now, I like the powder for this. I think it works the best. For kitchen sinks, Barkeeper's Friend will erase scuffs, scratches, and residue with ease. It's incredible on your stainless steel sink. You can use it on porcelain and other sinks too. And I use the powder one for this, but oh my gosh, on stainless steel, it takes off that bluish, dirty looking cast in seconds. So make sure you have it on hand for that. Now you can also use Barkeeper's Friend to erase small scratches and marks on your car. It works similarly to those polishing compounds that you get at the auto supply store. You just use a small amount and make sure to wipe up and rinse off any leftover cleaner afterwards. Use it gently when you're using it for this project. Now, glass top cooktops, we all hate to clean those. Oh, sometimes you hate to make pasta because you know that water's going to bubble all over and you're going to have that mess all over the place. Any glass stove top that can seem impossible to clean is going to be easy to clean when you use Barkeeper's Friend. It will make it look like new. Use the powder for deep cleaning. Things like grease burned on food, pasta water boil overs. For light cleanups, you can use the soft cleanser version. For harder things to clean, use the powder. It will make your cooktop look like new, and you won't mind cooking on that cooktop again. It's that easy. Now, oven door glass, that's another thing. For that layer of grease that builds up on the glass on your oven door, Barkeeper's Friend can take care of it. You wet the glass, shake on that Barkeeper's Friend powder, and work it in with a scrubbing sponge. Now, on the glass, I let it sit for about 30 minutes to do its job. Then I remoisten and scrub, rinse, and dry. And on countertops, you can use Barkeeper's Friend to remove scuffs and marks from your countertops. Now, I like to use the soft cleaning agent for that. I try to keep my counters in my production studio free of stains, but sometimes I get rust and color stains and everything else on them, and I use it on that all the time, and it cleans it up beautifully. Now, one note, do not use it on stone or granite. Now, quickly, the versions of Barkeeper's Friend. The powder cleaner that is in a shaker can, it's fantastic. There is the soft cleanser, which is also great. There's a cookware cleaner and polish. And there's also a Barkeeper's Friend More, which is a dual action nozzle spray and foam cleaner. Now, in my house, I keep on hand the powdered cleaner all the time and the soft cleanser. Where can you find it? Find it in grocery stores, big box stores, home centers, and on Amazon. And I'll make sure I give you a link at the end of this podcast so that if you want to pick it up on Amazon, especially if you're Prime and you get it delivered for free, you can. Now, let's talk about something that's as important as what you can use it on. And I want to talk to you about what not to use it on and what not to do. Don't leave it on too long. If you're doing something that's really, really hard to clean, test it after a minute or so and see if it's cleaned it. If not, you can leave it on longer. But leaving it on too long on some surfaces can cause discoloration. So be careful with that. Now, if you're using it on glass or on your showers, You don't have to worry about time. That's not going to be a consideration. Now, don't use it without getting it wet. Barkeeper's Friend in the classic powder form allows the users the flexibility of adjusting the ratio of cleanser to water, but it should always be wet when you're using it. To make sure you aren't inadvertently kicking powder up into your face and other places, wet the surface you're cleaning first, sprinkle on the cleaner, and immediately use a damp cloth or sponge to clean it off. Remember, you can also use the pre-mixed Barkeeper's Friend Soft Liquid Cleanser. Don't use it without protecting your hands. Barkeeper's Friend is oxalic acid, like I told you. And while it's not hazardous, it is drying to your skin. So be careful with that. I usually wear a pair of disposable gloves if I'm going to do anything of any long cleaning nature, like the bathroom or the stovetop. Don't actually use it on everything. Here are some of the surfaces that you cannot use it on. Do not use it on gold, on pewter, on marble, on lacquered metals, anodized aluminum, mirrored surfaces, granite, colored grout, lacquered surfaces, and any silver other than sterling silver. Don't use it on fabric, wood, leather, polished stone, cast iron, or marble. Now, if you're looking for a complete copy of what I'm talking to you about with the Barkeeper's Friend, go to queenofclean.com. As seen on TV, scroll down to where I have a complete listing about the Barkeeper's Friend. Now, don't use it on stainless steel appliances without knowing this first. Barkeeper's Friend can remove rust, and this includes those irritating marks that you get on your stainless steel refrigerator. But remember, it can compromise the coating that minimizes fingerprints. So if getting rust streaks off your refrigerator is more important than maintaining the fingerprint-free promise, by all means, you can use it. But remember, if you have that fingerprint coating on your stainless steel refrigerator, use care with anything you use on it. Basically, cloth with just a little dish soap and water and buffed with a microfiber cloth is the best thing to do. And it's so important that you never, ever, ever mix this with these products. Now, it is dangerous and it bears repeating when discussing not what to do with Barkeeper's Friend. Do not mix it with bleach. Toxic chlorine Toxic chlorine gas fumes can be produced, just like when you use bleach with ammonia and things like that. You have to use care. So never mix Barkeeper's Friend and bleach. Use Barkeeper's Friend alone and rinse any areas you use it on before using other cleaners. So we always want to be super, super, super careful when we're mixing cleaners together. And that's something I always talk to you about. I want to talk to you about Fels Naptha. Fels Naptha laundry bar soap has been around for about 100 years. Our grandmas and our great-grandmas used it to wash all of their laundry. And you can buy it at big box and grocery stores in the laundry spotter aisle. And a great big bar that's going to probably last you a year is going to cost you $1.49. It's a fantastic stain remover and pre-treater. It works especially well on oil-based stains. Just rub the stain with a wet bar of Fels Naptha soap, let it sit for a while, and launder as usual. It's also great for baby clothes with formula stains on them, breast milk stains, things like carrots and sweet potatoes that are so hard to remove. Just wet it and apply that Fels Naptha, rub it in really, really well, and launder as usual. Now, for really tough stains, you can make my Queen's Power Paste. I love this. You're going to simply wet the garment, wet the Fels Naptha bar soap, and work it into the stain. Sprinkle with 20 Mule Team Borax, and you look for that in the laundry additive aisle. You're going to put that on the stain, work it in really, really well, let it sit about 15 minutes, and then launder as usual. Now, to clean white canvas tennis shoes, wet the shoe with warm water, work the Fels Naptha soap into a lather, and use a soft brush, like an old toothbrush, to work into the shoe. Rinse and let dry, and make sure you dry it out of the sun. To remove old stains on colored clothes, mix the solution of 2 cups warm water and a half cup of white vinegar poured on the stain. Soak for 30 minutes, rinse well, work in your Fels Naptha bar soap, and launder as usual. Clean your shower with it. Use a wet bar of Fels Naptha soap along with a non-abrasive scouring scrub to clean your shower. Once you get it clean the first time, keeping it clean will be so much easier. And although it's not hand soap, it can be used to remove grease, ink, and other various nasty stains from your hands. However, it is definitely not safe to wash your hands with on a regular basis. It can be drying and it can be irritating. Prevent laundry stains with Fels Naptha. Make sure you're using it to remove spots from your clothes, such as food, sweat, and cosmetics. Remember, you wet the stain, rub in the Fels Naptha bar soap, work it in, let it sit, and launder as usual. Now, when you're not using Fels Naptha bar soap, I suggest that you put it on a soap dish in your laundry room. And I'll tell you something I do. The Fels Naptha bar is huge, believe me. Cut it in half. Wrap the other half up and keep it in the laundry room on your shelf. And use the other one in a soap dish so you have it handy for spotting. That bar will last you forever, and it's like $1.49. You just can't miss. Now, remember, if you're looking for information on the Barkeeper's Friend, if you want to print that out, go to queenofclean.com and scroll to As Seen on TV, and you'll find a copy of it there. Also, Real Queen of Clean is my Facebook page. Check me out there. There's tips in there all the time, and I try to answer as many questions as I can. And if you want a lot of help from not only me, but from your peers, make sure you join my private Facebook group, Queen of Clean Insiders. We help each other there, and we even give each other recipes for those days when we're busy and we're cleaning and things like that. You can't miss with that. Remember, if you have a question, go to ask@queenofclean.com. And guys, as always, I thank you so much for talking dirty with the Queen of Clean.